What's good with it in the hood with it? Welcome back to the collective clips where you already know. Tas. We get it in. But before we get it in, let's get to this Superwood slash Super Norteno. They got off where they were mad at. Bang, bang. Welcome back to the channel. And if you haven't already hit that like and subscribe button, whooping, make sure that you do that, brother, right? Make sure that you put your notification bell on all so that way you're directing the direction of the dope content that I stay kicking. And I appreciate the support. Gracias. Thank you, brothers. Thank you, NAs. Thank you, SAs. Fucking thank you, everybody. Let's go, right? So let's get to this Superwood slash Super Norteno story because there was a lot of slashing going on. At least I thought it was slashing the way Roach looked. But I guess it wasn't, right? The one time Ricky had a beat up from the feet up Roach. I mean, they fought several times, but this time was for keeps, ese. Well, I can't say ese. I mean, whooping, you got to say in it, right? Let's go. So Roach had a homeboy. And I never liked this dude. I never trusted him. I never liked him. I never trusted him. I didn't. He was one of those woods that you're around and he was real quiet. And the quiet ones are the worst ones, right? The ones that are like, brother, I want man. Those are the ones that are cool. Like, you know, they ain't going to pose a threat. They ain't doing shit to you, right? Because all they want to do is get high. Brother, where's my bubbler? Where's my bubbler? Right? Those are the ones that are cool. But the ones that are just, nah, I'm cool. Anyone that does that, I'm cool. Jaime Osuna, The Exorcist, you know what I'm saying? Slender Man, anyone that does, I don't want no parts of, right? This guy was a Slender Man. Straight white-faced fucking mean looking straight up wood, brother, right? And he would be at Roach's, and every time I pull up and I'd see him at Roach's, I just pull out. Roach would be like, brother, where are you going? Come on, I got dope. I'm like, yeah, well, you also got milk right there, and I'm cool. I'm up out of there. And so Roach started to figure it out. So one day he calls me, he's like, brother, we need to talk. I'm like, here we go again with these fake ass stories, right? He's like, brother, why don't you like the homeboy Jeremy? I said, who? Jeremy. I said, Jeremy? That's what I said, fucking Jeremy. Right? Okay, you said Harry. I said heroin. I didn't know what you said. He's like, yeah, why don't you like, that's a good wood right there. That motherfucker was in Folsom. He was in Old Folsom. He was in fucking the Middle Folsom. He's been everywhere. I'm like, yeah, that's cool, but he looks like a straight stone cold killer. Well, brother, isn't that what we all are? I said, no, speak for yourself. You know what I'm saying? The only Stone Cold I like is the one on WWE. Other than that, I'm not Stone Cold to nothing. Well, brother, look, he's a good dude. He always sees you. He's like, hey, why is that Norteno leave when I come around? I said, well, tell him I said because I don't want to get killed. Well, brother, that's a great excuse. That's the excuse I'll give him. But you should come over. We're going to barbecue later. So I said, fuck it. Let me go see what Head of Mias is all about, right? That's Jeremy in Spanish for those that don't know. So I pulled up. And for someone that was very interested in why I was doing what I was doing and why my beard is so scraggly and blown out today, right? He sure was being very quiet, very unusual. I didn't like it, right? So I pulled Roach to the side. I'm like, hey, bro, first of all, these chicken wings are bland as a motherfucker. Brother, come on. You should know white men don't make chicken wings. That's right. We smoke everything. We smoke everything. I smoked a pork butt, a brisket. I could smoke some shit. I said, yeah. He said, I could smoke glass. I mean, everything. Everything that white man does involves smoke. Look at the cloud above your head. Watch this. That's smoke. Right? I'm like, oh, shit. He ain't lying. He was like, yeah, the wings ain't that good. I said, second of all, what's up with your own boy? I came over here to meet him, and you haven't even introduced me. Brother, it's a delicate situation. He feels like you disrespected him by leaving. I said, look, Brian, I ain't scared of this motherfucker. I mean, I'm a little terrified about what I think he's involved in, but I'm not scared of him, if that's what you think. So I walked right up to him like, hey, what's up, bro? They call you Jeremy? He's like, since I was born. I was like, oh, no, yeah, this is a typical white man that does not like essays, right? So I said, yeah, well, they called me a gunner just a few times in prison. What's up, right? So we met. He was cool. He ended up being cool. But you could tell he was not one of those type of dudes that fucked around. So about several months passed. I forget all about him. I'm sure he forgot about me. And Roach calls me one day. He's like, hey, bro, remember my homeboy? I said, yeah. He's like, yeah, he got caught up in a big old murder investigation. And your primo was right there down the street when it happened. So let me explain to you. What happened? Ricky met a chick. So what happened was Ricky caught Sheila fucking with that brother that lived down the street. He had just got out of Tracy. I told you guys a story. She was fucking with some brother that had just moved in. His family moved in down the street, right? And Ricky was all disgruntled. He was a disgruntled employee. I mean, his fat chick done left him, right? He was upset. And so he decided he was going to do the only thing a man can do that gets cheated on while he's in prison, and that's knock one of her homegirls upside her whole shit, right? So he had met one of her homegirls that was even heftier cinch sack than Sheila, which is highly unlikely, but it was likely. Like, she was a big girl, but she was pretty big, right? And so he had been hanging out with her in Merced. She lived right there on 10th Street. Like, that was her spot. She had a nice little pad, all her and her 9 kids, and they were doing their thing. And Ricky was over there like, whooping, like, I like these kids. I was like, well, you don't even see your kids. I don't like fucking Lionel, right? Like, come on, man. But he had been hanging out there. So every once in a while when I was in the area, I'd cruise by, stop in. She was always cooking. She was a fantastic cook, whereas Sheila didn't even know how to warm up corn dogs. She can make some chilaquiles, though. But this chick right here, she was menudoed out the game, menudo style, in a direct fashion. She was good, right? So I'd go over there. She always had fine homegirls over there. So it was like the place to be. There was always homies hanging out. It was like the spot, right? Well, anyways, right down the street, this dude committed a homicide. The white dude, Jeremias, right? And Roach is like, hey, brother, they went and interviewed a whole bunch of people, and word on the curb is your cousin done said something. I said, why? Is there paperwork on my cousin or what? This is very big allegations to make. You got to understand, man, if I tell Ricky this shit and it's not true, if it's true, I'll know right off the, I'll be like, whooping. His whopping changes. Like when he's like, whooping, right? That means he's like die hard for it. But when he says whooping, that means he fucking did that shit. So I'm like, I'm going to go ask him. He's like, no, brother, I'm not too sure. I'm just saying they said there was a couple essays that said something. He's got the P-dub, and when he shoots the P-dub, I'll shoot you the P-dub. And if your cousin's name is on the P-dub, then he has to get P-snubbed. If you know what I'm saying, brother, and I expect you and me to do it together. I said, I'll tell you right now, bro, if my primo said something, I'll be flabbergasted because that motherfucker don't tell on no one, bro. He don't even tell when the fucking welfare people come all the time to check up on him. He says he gets his check and everything's fine, knowing damn well his mom takes every bit of it, right? He's like, listen, bro, I don't know. I'm just putting out there what I heard. That's the word on the curb, what it would hurt. And you know, when a white man hears something, it's usually legitimate. I said, yeah, so what exactly did you hear, though? He was like, well, I heard it was some fucking little Norteno that fucking said something. And now there's actually 2 essays that said something. Some fat chick and her boyfriend. And I ain't going to lie. When he said fat chick, there was, you know what I'm saying? That was an eye-opening experience, right? I was like, oh, no. Could it be? Say it ain't so. Whooping! Right? No, cousin didn't say something, right? So I'm like, well, what happened, bro? Fuck all that. Like, what happened? He's like, what do you mean what happened? It was a drug deal gone bad. Bad drug deals. And dude came in the house, tried to get at my homeboy. My homeboy shot his top off. Muffin top. You know what I mean? We call him Big Baby Miller, right? Popped his cap. Popped the tie. How you guys say it? Peeled his cap backwards, right? I'm like, okay, turn his hat backwards. Flattened his shit. Flat tires. I'm not just saying that because they're black, right? But it was a black man he killed. I'm like, all right, so how did my cousin witness this if he's down the street? Well, that's the whole thing was this happened in the backyard, and I guess people a couple houses down were in the backyard, and they were partying, and they looked over, and they see a white man running, and then next thing you know, a white man's busted. So, you know, we put 2 and 2 together, and, you know, it comes out equals 5. I said, no, that literally equals 4. No, I understand. 4 gang, Norte. Now, I understand that. No, it equals 5 because 2 people got in an altercation, 1 got killed, 2 people told, and 1 person's going to continue to get killed. That's 5. I said, okay, however that works out for you. So check it out, bro. Let me go trip out on my primo. I said, what's up with Jeremias? Does he need anything? Oh, bro, we don't expect Mexicans to take care of him. Woods got it. We got it covered. Yeah, I sent him $15 for canteen, so he should be all right. That should last him for a month or 2 because we don't eat much. You know what I'm saying? And we got to know, we got a chick over there. She's going to take my cell phone and some clavo. I said, bro, you ain't getting that shit in Merced County jail. You don't know about a white man's asshole. I'm just telling you right now, bro. It's different. So I said, all right, Wood, let me go check on my primo. I said, don't jump to conclusions. Don't call Hurley and Dwarfwood and all these cats and make a big deal because me and Regan have to do something bad to Dwarf. You know what I mean? I say Dwarf because he's easy. Hurley's different. So I go over there, I knock on the door. Ricky looks through the blinds. Whooping! I said, hey, open the door for what's up. My lady doesn't want company. Man, if you don't open this door, What is she doing? Let me guess, eating. She's cooking. Same shit. Let me in, right? So I go in there, and I ain't even gonna lie. She was scantily clad. Have you ever seen a big chick with a thong on? Neither has the thong, right? It disappeared. It looked literally like it was just big ruffles going on there, right? It looked like a bag of ruffles, a stepped on bag of ruffles. So I sit down, Ricky's all slobbering. I was like, look, don't look, but look. I'm like, yeah, I'm looking. And yeah, unfortunately, I'm like, hey, let me talk to you in the room. Whooping, anything you can say, my old lady. I said, this ain't even your old lady. She lives over there at your mom's house. She moved back in. Whooping, but I don't want to be with her. Your mom's saying it's almost rent due. You got to go to grandma's to pick the check up because grandma ain't giving the check to your mom because last time your mom went to Mexico. So I don't know. You got to figure that out. Anyways, I'm not here to give you information you already know, fool. Let's go talk in the room. Whoopin', want to get your fucking ass over. Whoopin', right? So I said, hey, Roach called me today, bro. What happened? What do you mean what happened? I said, fucking white dude killed somebody down the street? Yeah, about 3 houses down. I'm fucking crazy white guy. He's fucking nut. I said, yeah, I know exactly who he is. He's a fucking maniac. What happened, bro? I don't fucking know. I wasn't there. I said, yeah, but from what I'm hearing, you know a lot more than I know. What about fucking I know fucking black dude got killed? That's all. You got shot, right? I said, okay, well, when did this happen? Fucking, I don't know, about 1 o'clock, 1:50. I'm like, did you snitch, fool? Oh no, what happened? I said, oh, I knew right then and there. He started going haywire, right? This motherfucker, his mind was on his money and his money was on his mind. He was like, no, right? I said, hey, Roach is saying that fucking you told and shit, and that word on the curb is that no, there was a no shit. We were having a party that day, right? I said, well, what happened, Rick? Because I'm going to ride with you. I was going to ride with you anyways, whether you told or not, and then I was going to slap the fuck out of you after. But at this point, man, the woods are tripping. And you know I'm in, and you know I owe them a lot of money right now, right? So it's actually going to work out good for me. If you didn't, not saying I want you to, but if you did, then we could distance ourselves. But if you didn't, we're going to beat them up and distance ourselves anyway. What happened, right? He was like, well, she had a cousin that came from Fresno. I think he told. The cops came, he answered the door. I was in the room hiding. Which makes perfect sense because we have this joke where we say Ricky PC's up in the closet. I don't care who knocks on the door. That motherfucker usually runs. It's like he could tell by their knock. Everyone can. When you hear boom, 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 you run automatically. That's task force knocking, right? He says some detectives knocked. They were going door to door asking if anyone see anything because they were having a party, allegedly or supposedly. And then dude from Fresno and his old lady, another fat chick. God, why can't my family just stay away from tortas? We just can't. We're addicted. But anyways, they went out to the front yard and there was some statements made and that was that. So Ricky didn't say nothing. So I said, well, let's go tell Roach. He's like, well, I'm gonna fuck Roach up for saying that. I said, well, let's go there. Hopefully if you fuck him up bad enough and forget, he'll have memory damage and forget, I owe him like 3 zip. Let's go. So Ricky said, whoop it. He tells his old lady, save the pozole. I'll be back. And so she's like, okay. I'm like, oh, no, let's get out of here. It smells like a monsoon. What does a monsoon smell like? That. Let's go. So he jumps in the whip. I'll take him to Roach's house. We pull up. Roach is like, whoa, Kimosabi brothers. Why you bring that rat here? I mean, why you bring your cousin here? I said, hey, did you get that paperwork? Bro, I told you I was going to get it next Thursday. It's fucking what? What is it, Monday or Tuesday? I've been up for 6 days, but I said, it's Tuesday. What's up, though? He's like, look, bro, no hard feelings, but if it is what it is, I don't want that dude on my property. I said, look, bro, you can't. You got to hear the story first. Oh, bro, I don't want to know. Methamphetamine. I don't want to hear it, brother. Okay, I don't want to hear excuses. If he said what we think he said, we're dealing with it. If he didn't say what we think we said, you're dealing with it, right? I said, well, we're about to deal with it right now. Ricky jumps out the car like, what, man? You fucking said I'm a rat? Brother, look, what rhymes with cat? Rhymes with what do you like? Girls that are fat. What rhymes with map? What rhymes with blap? I didn't say it. You say it. Whooping rat? That's what I said, bro. Right? So I'm like, look, and I started explaining to Roach. Roach is like, tell that motherfucker to stay in the car. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to your familia, but at the same time, that motherfucker's not stepping. He's not stepping 1 foot in my fucking yard if he told on my homeboy. I was like, bro, when did you meet Jeremiah? I met him about 2 weeks before you seen him. I said, exactly. You've known us for years. We've done major dirt. Has Ricky ever told on you? Well, there was that one time when, remember, we broke into that tomato company and I stole all the empty tomato cans. And I was thinking that if I packed dope in them and I shipped them out to Bakersfield, everything. Remember that one time he stole a tomato can and he told his mom? I said, his mom thought it was tomato juice and she fucking put it on there. She was up for 4 days. I said, listen, that's different. That motherfucker told his mom that was your dope and not his. Okay, he lied. He was trying to pin it on you. I get it, but you got it. Look, this is bullshit. My primo didn't say nothing. He's like, well, bro, this is wait on paperwork. Let's do it the prison way. Okay, I can't take that man's word over my homeboy. I said, but you're taking Jeremiah's word. He's white. What do you expect me to do? Brother, see, this is what it is about essays. You guys put us in a conundrum. That's a big fucking word. I just learned that the other day on my spelling bee class. The conundrum is this. I said, stop saying conundrum. I like saying it. It sounds like disrespectful terms as a black man. On the conundrum, right? I said, Roach, just say what you got to say, bro. If a good white man, a solid white, and, hey, he just killed a brother, so tell me he ain't solid. I said, well, that's pretty solid. And I guess your eyes, but it is what it is. If he tells me that an SA told and your cousins live in 2 houses down and the SA particular has to be 2 houses down and he says he has a fat chick and your cousin has a fat chick and he says the dude was a fucking idiot because he did it right in front of me and your cousin, let's just call a spade, brother. You know, he's a fucking idiot. What do you think? What am I supposed to think? I said, you're supposed to give Ricky the benefit of the doubt. Look, brother, I don't even hang around with your cousin anymore. Remember that one time he was like, I want to get high. And I got him high. And he says, I don't want to be high no more. Remember that time? Ever since then, brother, if you're either in for a penny, in for a pound. See, I'm a good white man. I get high. And when I get high, I want to achieve higher limits. I want a skyscraper. Empire State Building. Like, I want to go as high as I can go. World Trade Center, don't bomb me. Right? I want to go high, brother. And when someone gets high with me off my shit, you know my shit's good, brother. Keep it real. Keep it right. So I ain't never smoked it, but I know it's according to what everyone else says. And I'll believe what you hear, nothing that you see. Because it might look a certain way, but it tastes better. And when someone tells me, oh, I don't want to be high no more, I'm all fucked up. To me, and especially when they're saying it like this, I don't want to get high. I don't know if he's balancing himself or what the fuck he's doing right there, but he's always like this. I don't know what that's supposed to be about. I don't trust that. Never have, brother. That makes me really, in my mind, in my collective mind, say that I'm in a conundrum. And I don't believe it. I don't think I think your primo might have told. And if he told, bro, I'm going to kill him. I said, listen, now you're threatening. Ricky jumped off the car and said, what, but you're not going to talk about me like that? He's like, hey, stand back, bro. I told you I don't want you on my property. So what you going to do, call the cops? No, brother, I'm not a rat like you. That was all it took. Ricky Huelga birded him. Picked Roach up. Slammed him on his fucking head, and I heard a crack, a kink in his neck, right in his head. And I was like, oh no, right? Because Roach is the homie. And I know he means well, and he was just trying to do the right thing. And Ricky was doing the wrong thing. But the right thing at the same time was being disrespected. You gotta do. So I kind of took a step back. Roach was like, no, fucking let him fight. Let him fight then. Let me get up, bitch. Let me get up. Ricky said, what? But I ain't no fucking bitch. I'm acting Norteno. Boom, started stomping him, kicking him. I was like, oh shit, should I let him stomp him out? He is a wood though, fuck it, right? And so I ain't gonna lie, Roach got up swinging a fucking weed eater. I'll hit you with the weed whacker, you fucking Mexican. You guys know this is a nice weed whacker. You guys want to buy it? I'll hit you with this fucking weed whacker. And he's swinging weapons. Ricky is dinging him. Ding, ding, whooping, whoop, whoop, whooping, right? Roach's mom came out with a broomstick trying to swing it on me. You fucking Mexicans, I never liked you. I said, yeah, you're making tuna sandwiches and I can smell it. You smell straight like either that or your pH balance is off, right? She's swinging, going crazy. Roach was like, you motherfuckers, we're going to kill you, rats. Get out of here. I was like, wait up. What'd you say, Roach? He's like, I meant it. No, I said it plural, but I meant it singular. I said, fuck him. And I kicked him right in his face. Boom. Me and Ricky are on him. Bing, 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 bing. Ricky's fucking him up. So we jam. Fuck him, right? And I tell Roach, you're burnt, fool. I ain't paying you shit. His brother, don't fucking burn away, man. Oh, mom, shit. It does smell like tuna sandwiches. Put pepper in it, right? But not too much because you know I like things black. Only my old lady, right? And so they go in the house all beat up. And Roach is like, I'm calling the homies. I'm like, last thing you want to do, Merced, right? Go ahead and call your homies. Don't make me call mine. We go to my tia's house. My tia's, oh, fucking look at you guys. Tweedle stupid and Tweedle stupider. What are you fucking doing? I said, hey, Tia, I had to bring Ricky home. Yeah, you brought him home, but look at his fucking hands are all red and shit. You got blood all over you. What happened? I break it down to what happened, Roach. Fucking skinny weenie. I never liked skinny weenie. I said, why do you call him Skinny Weenie? Well, because it's long, it's skinny, it's a weenie. That's what I know him by. That's all I remember. Skinny Weenie. But I never fucking liked him. He's a piece of shit. I'm gonna go fuck his mom up. They ended up becoming very good friends. Very, very good friends. But anyways, I've told the story on it. They're like A1s from day one. Literally hated each other the first day they met. But whatever, right? My tia will always whip her ass no matter what. Period. So about a couple weeks later, we're chilling, man. Ricky is back and forth from that chick's house to Sheila, but he's trying to work it out. So he's literally jugging two big bitches, like bad, right? Oh, it must have weighed a lot. It weighed heavy on his shoulders. I'll just say that. And we kind of forgot, whatever, man. Fuck Roach. He's burnt. I ain't paying him nothing. Roach is off the hook, calling me. Oh, I'm fine. I'm going to find you, motherfucker. Thursday rolls around. A week later, right? Paperwork comes out. Wasn't Ricky. Just like Ricky said. And I swear to God, man, Roach could have been pissed. You know what I mean? But me, I did the right thing to do. Roach called me, finance. Like, what, man? I ain't paying you shit, bro. You called me a rat. He was like, brother, I was a fuck. I told you I slipped. Look, brother, paperwork came out. Your cousin's in the clear. I said, yeah, but you can't say that about my primo like that. Well, brother, what do you want me to fucking say? I tried to give you a heads up. You fucking give me a head back. I fucking got a knot on my head so big. Doesn't matter how much I smoke, it won't go away. He was like, anyways, brother, I want to apologize. Can you pay me? I said, what? I said, I want to apologize. Can you pay me? I said, bro, if I pay you, is it all good? Yeah, bro, it was all good anyways, man. That was my bad. I shouldn't have did that. Tell Ricky I'm sorry. I said, Ricky, Roach says he's sorry. Fucking whooping every time I see him, I'm whipping his ass. I say, he says he's gonna beat you. Green light on you every time he sees you. Well, brother, the next time I'm just gonna shoot him. I know it's your family yelling and everything, but at least I won't call you a rat this time. I said, perfect. Anyways, so there it is, man. Ricky fucking beat the shit out of what we both did out of Roach, man. Did Roach deserve it? I think he did, man. That's why you always check paperwork. You always make sure before you say anything. See, I wouldn't have told Roach nothing. I would have gave my heads up like, hey, bro, ponte trucha on, oh boy, why? I'll let you know later. You know, you get him thinking, but I would have never been like, hey, he's a fucking rat. I know for sure it's him because he's not a white man. Nah, you don't do that to Ricky, man. I'm going to tell you some more stories about what happened with them. This beef continued in Ricky's mind for a long time, not in Roach's. And unfortunately for Roach, that was a horrible mistake. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive for what I truly believe in. That's the betterment of all people. I got videos today, giving videos piggyback rides. Are you guys ready?